What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's your boy, Mod. Thanks for having me, Jay.
What's up, Mod?
What's good, man?
Nice to see you back.
Yeah. Did you miss me?
Yeah, we missed you. We talked shit about you, but we missed you.
I know. You missed me a week ago. You missed me this morning, I'm sure, too. I apologize, but thanks for having me here.
All right, cool. Hey, we are sitting here today with a really badass band, Mouthful of Locusts. So we have Andrew Holliday, plays guitar, correct?
That's me.
And Perry Menken on vocals.
Yeah, I yell the things.
Yeah.
Yell them well.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us out, man.
I know it was kind of a trek,
But we like driving.
Yeah, we like driving.
But we appreciate it, your time and effort to come on the Metal Maniacs Podcast and talk to us about metal. So Perry and I, we kind of go back. I'm not sure, Mod, if you were you in the band when we played with Necrium?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I remember
him, yeah.
There was a basement show.
But I also felt like we played that one weird bar where there was like shit on there was like taxidermy and stuff in there too.
Oh,
it was
Louis.
Like that it was like in that back bar.
Yes. This was back before they had the stage and stuff where we were playing around the floor, I think.
Yeah, we were right on the floor, but it was like this bar in the front, and then you kind of walk back through this. I remember that show was like a banger, but I thought we played with you guys.
It's Louis' trophy room.
Okay.
That might have been the first show we played together because I think that's when I first met Larry. Well, not the first time because I met him back when he was in Time of Plague or whatever. But yeah.
And then Andrew said that his band also played with Infinite Design.
I did.
Would you rather not speak?
No,
on
it's
that?
fine. It's fine. So I played in a band called Dead Eyes Always Dreaming for a while. It was like a deathcore thing, and I think I played with you guys out in it's like Ypsilanti or something, man.
Okay.
So it was definitely a weird show, but I remember specifically you guys and playing with you guys. So
hell yeah, awesome. Cool. So the history we didn't know we had with Andrew. So, Mr. Holliday, thank you.
I looked a lot different. I had like long hair, and I was really fat. I wasn't fat. I was exactly.
I was 600 pounds. That's why I didn't recognize you.
Exactly. That's what it was, man.
Well, today we're here to talk about Mouthful of Locusts. We got a new CD coming out. We'll talk a little bit about that. And I got a chance. So here's the thing. There's a lot of music out there, right? A lot of bands, especially in Michigan.
Yep.
So sometimes it's hard to come across music and put it on your radar. I'm familiar with you guys. We're friends on Facebook, obviously. Personal friends. I see a lot of your posts from Mouthful of Locusts. Funny stuff too. You guys kind of put out this stuff that's kind of really kind of like captivating. And I actually appreciate the fact that when I listen to your music, there's a little bit of that comes through, but it's not all of that, right? Like you guys take your music very serious.
Oh yeah, we take it serious.
Yeah, and I like that because
there's a lot
of that kind of guy.
There's a lot of tongue in cheek in it, for sure. So
no, I could appreciate it. And I'm with you, Jay. I could feel that sense of humor bleeding through a little bit, but not to where it was ha laughing all the time. It was like and then right back to slapping me in the face with a riff. So well done on that front.
So I dove into your catalog. I knew you guys were coming on the show, and then you guys had some stuff that's been put out, some singles, and then your EP Human Dissonance. So I didn't dig into that. I kind of like to do it right before you guys come on the show. That way it's fresh in my mind, and then we can kind of talk about it, So I listen to the EP. I do it opposite of Nick. Nick, he listens to the newest shit first and then goes back. I like to kind of see the progression of the band, just to kind of see where you guys are at, and then where you come from. So just to kind of put a foot on your band, you guys, like, your Facebook just says like heavy and weird.
Yeah,
which that's cool. But to me, I'm hearing like a little bit of maybe some Converge coming through, a little bit of weirdness of Faith No More, a little bit of Life Once Lost, like Remembering Never with like some of the weird Discordy things you used. And then even beyond that, there's some death metal things in there. There's some like almost touches of the best band to put it would be like See You Next Tuesday with some of the kind of
I love
weirdness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
with
it's my favorite band.
Yeah. So. Okay. Cool. Yeah, they're awesome, man.
Got a hat.
I had to get a shirt from the show that I seen them at. I seen a bunch of bands Bleeding Through and everything, and they're the one that I bought the shirt from because they were fucking cool.
They're a great band.
But what would you guys kind of say if you had to kind of explain your band more than just weird and heavy?
I like to put it for. If I have to put it somewhere,
right?
I would say like maybe like a metallic metalcore type deal going on. I feel like with maybe like, especially with the EP for sure, more so with the newer stuff, we definitely are kind of venturing into territory of we kind of had an idea of like just being like, hey, we're gonna write just songs and we're gonna make them sound like us, but we're also gonna throw like just whatever we can at it. Like, I mean, I would say there's like a lot going on with the new album. Like, you got like death metal, you got like mathcore, you got grind. It's just I mean, we're a fan of a lot of bands, so like we just don't want to. We kind of do what we want to do, and we don't really follow a formula necessarily. I think it's important, like the whole thing for us is just like we all like stopped playing from our previous bands for a really long time. So like not only me and Perry, but Curtis, who's our bassist, and Brian too. We all stopped playing music for like 6 years before we started this.
Okay.
So the whole mindset coming in was just like, just have fun. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
because when I feel a lot of the time when it turns into like just fully business aspect, it's just not fun anymore.
Right.
Makes you kind of resent it a little bit.
Yep.
So
I just wanted to be as weird as possible. I wanted to try like
that was a big thing too.
all the stuff that I never got to try at other bands. I wanted to try it. If it worked, awesome. If it doesn't, that's fine.
Okay.
It's working for me.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
It works for us, and I think that's a big thing. Is like I feel like nowadays, there's a lot of bands that definitely are like very methodical about what they're doing, and like there's nothing wrong with that. They're trying to get themselves out there. They're trying to do it for like a living and everything. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
But at the same time, like, I grew up on like a lot of bands that you like mentioned was like Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan, like Number 12 Looks Like You, See Next Tuesday. I grew up on a lot of stuff like that, and I never really found anybody in my musical career who wanted to play things like that. Just weird, lot of dissonant shit.
Yeah.
Like a big thing for me is like when I'm writing is I just sit there and I go, how many dissonant chords can I fit in this?
I heard that.
So
Well, before we really kind of dive into the music, because I kind of broke a lot of the songs down, and that we can really get into what's coming out and what already came out. Why don't you just tell us? You kind of alluded to it a little bit about the inception of the band, because you said you quit. I know, Perry, you were doing comedy for a while in between, and so the Necrium thing kind of fell apart, or because they weren't a band for a while. Now they're back being a band now. So
God, I don't want to call. I really don't want to call anyone out, but I don't. At the same time,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
From the truth.
so
it's
not going on the internet. It's fine.
So we added these two brothers to the band towards the end of when I was there. I think that was when we started playing with you guys a lot more. We had this guitar player, Caleb Sussman, and his brother, who he essentially forced into the band as like a second vocalist for some reason. I don't know. It was just every practice, I'm always constantly butting heads with them, and I don't know. It just got to a point where like I couldn't contribute anything creative to it. I felt like I was just there. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is dumb. They quit. We were gonna keep going without them, but I don't know, that was still in the back of my head, because I started to feel like they didn't back me up when I didn't want this other guy in the band, and they didn't back me up whenever I tried to push anything out there. So I don't know. I just kind of bounced. It's like I think I'm done. And then, like, me and Leo, the bass player, we did like a side project for a second, which I think is Bear. That's what he heard for the first time when I was gonna go jam with those dudes. Did that for a few months. That didn't work out. Same kind of situation where like no one was on the same page. So I was like, fuck this, dude. Music sucks.
Yeah.
I just did comedy for like a really long time. And then COVID happened, and our drummer hit me up, sent me some. It was a different project that didn't work out, but he sent me some stuff, and I was jamming with him, and I was like, fuck, I kind of miss this. That didn't work out, but then Andrew sent him some stuff. He sent Andrew links to my stuff, and then we came together, and it was like, I don't know. You ever just meet some dudes, and then you're like, this is it.
Oh, yeah.
This is it was like an immediate connection, We're all thriving on the same page.
Yeah.
so big thing for me was I quit for a long time, like I said. Still like playing guitar, just, fucking around, doing whatever. And then I don't know, after a while I was just like, man, it would be like cool to like just release something, even if not like play any shows or anything, just like release something. So I decided, I was like, I'm just gonna like record like an EP, and then like I'll put it out there for people, and if like someone wants to jam with me and like make it something cool, if not, whatever. And I was working with someone, and I found a video of our now drummer Brian online like playing drums, and I just reached out to him and was like, hey, like, would you want to play drums to this? Like, I'll send you some tracks. And he was like, dude, that would be really cool. And he was like, I know a vocalist. So he knew Perry. And I was like, I mean, that's fine with me. As long as I like him, I really don't care. And then Curtis, we kind of all knew all together. Like, I tried starting this with Curtis at first, and it just didn't work out. And then after us three jamming together, we were just like, we should hit up Curtis. That makes a lot of sense. And at first he was kind of apprehensive about it, but somehow the story that never happened, and his wife was like, dude, you're gonna really stupid idea if you don't like play with these guys. So he's in it now.
Nice. Yeah, I'd like to thank his wife next time I see her.
Yeah. Please take him.
Well, I can tell you guys are all on the same page when I listen to your music. Like,
Yeah.
It seems like it's very cohesive. Like, there's nothing that seems forced. It seems like everything that you said, where it's like you guys like to have fun,
Yeah.
bro down, be homies, and just comes out and just make what comes natural. Sometimes that's when the best stuff comes out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, and it's the same way at shows too, like we just like to have fun, and like even with people too, like who's not in the band, like, I mean, come up and talk to us. We'll talk about anything. We have an array of interests. I'm probably the worst person with interests, but like everybody talks to me about something, I'm like, stupid. I don't care. But
don't like it.
I'm a very particular person when it comes to a lot of media. So that's how it is. I would say like video games and stuff like that, but I'm just.
We dress up a lot.
Yeah, I see that. That's cool.
We do that.
Yeah,
we do that.
that's
That's a
fun.
thing.
Not always. Sometimes people will be like, what are you guys dressing like this time? And we're like, nothing. And I'm like,
Just
"What?"
dudes.
It's just like, it's not like our thing. We just do it sometimes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah, I seen the like see-through shirts that you guys have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit like that.
Those are the worst things. That was my idea, and it never again. It's so bad. They're so uncomfortable. Like, I got off stage and had like rashes all over me
yeah.
because they're
They're
so
just
uncomfortable.
plastic
Yeah.
on you.
It's awful, dude.
Like I put like electrical tape over my nipples, and I thought I shaved all the hair off, and figured out when I pulled it off that I didn't. Yeah.
You shaved your nipples.
I shaved my nipples.
That right there that sounds painful.
I shaved my whole chest and everything.
I mean,
for
that's-
that. Yeah, it
That's
was,
dedication to the
The
craft.
hairs would get like caught in the shirt though, So like it's just constantly like I could have just not worn the shirt, but I was like, no, we already committed.
it was like taking a plastic tablecloth and then putting it on yourself.
Oh,
It was
man.
really bad. So
How did you guys come up with the name Mouthful of Locusts?
that's all you.
Honestly, I was just I was pitching like when me and Brian were actually thinking about doing a punk band in between the two things, in between the first thing that he brought me in on and this thing. So we were just pitching names around, and I was just trying to think of gross shit. So I was like, Mouthful of Locusts, and I was like, that sounds real dope. And then I guess he just brought that up to him in one of our group chats, and I was like, yeah, dude, it's a cool name. I don't know.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
works.
overthink it, not
Yeah.
try to be too crazy with it. Put too much thought into it.
Yeah.
That cool. It kind of works though, and it kind of fits you guys' style. Really, it's kind of like weird and unique.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed with like a lot of your song titles, it throws me back to like the 2000s hardcore song titles where we had these longer titles that are like almost sentences.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, but it's there's not so many bands that do that anymore, so it's almost kind of like you guys' thing, you know? It's like, but you also have other ones that aren't necessarily, like, every song title isn't like that. So that's what's kind of cool about it, you know? It's some of them are, some of them aren't, you know?
Definitely. It was, I mean, as I said, I grew up with, like,
the MySpace era, bro.
Yeah. Like heavy, low, and who were, you know, all these bands were doing stuff like that. So, like, I was very keen to it.
Yeah, already in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that fits. So, talking about the EP Human Dissonance, it came out on 6/25/22.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
A few notes that I have, I got repeating parts. That's one thing I like. So, you guys can be weird and quirky all day, but you guys don't really go into what I call, like, riff soup. You know?
Yeah.
You have maybe a song here or there that's kind of like that, where it's not just repeating parts, but I love how you guys bring parts back. Whether it be a vocal part with different drums underneath. I've noticed that a few times. The vocal part might stay the same, maybe a little different sauce underneath. I just like how you guys do bring callbacks. I wrote "fuck yeah," but on the EP, we're like mid-pace, and there's some groove in there. There's not necessarily breakdowns. There's not necessarily grind or death metal. That seems to come a little bit later in your catalog.
Yeah.
But you got like some hardcore with death metal vocals. Seems like you're kind of starting to experiment with some more of like the bullhorn megaphone type stuff in there.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit of a touch of maybe like some of the talking and clean vocals in there. But when we start to come onto this new stuff, that's where it seems like you guys are really coming into your own on the new thing. Is that a fair assessment of the EP? Or
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
mean, he came to us with 3 of the songs were already written, so it was just figuring out where I could put my own little stank on it, you know? And then 2 of them, you know, we wrote while we were in the process of figuring out the other 3. We wrote that and recorded that pretty fast, too. It was like
yeah.
Like within a year of being a band, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is nowadays too, like, you know, it's not exactly like easy to get shows if you don't have something to show. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of like, I mean, I'm sure as you guys know, like numbers and Spotify and all these things are like very big things to like booking shows nowadays. So like I just was like, hey, let's like just get something out. So if we need to book anything, we don't have to just sit there and be like, we're a new band.
Yeah, we don't really have anything out. And you're like, no social media presence, no music. Yeah, no one's going to book you.
Right. So I was just like, let's get something out, and then we'll start like honing in a little bit on like each other for the next thing. And then, you know, like after that, like we can like really, 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 really take our time if we want to, because then we have like a catalog of songs out. Like, not that we didn't take our time with what we're about to release or anything, but it's just a big thing nowadays is like it's content. Like you got to get things out, and like you better be writing before anything's even set in stone out already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So are you already writing?
No, I have a lot.
Probably never stopped.
I have a lot going on.
So that's awesome.
You guys, Perry, you have both said you've taken your time on this new album to get it out, but it feels like just a mere 2 years from your EP. That's not a long time in the world of music. That's like a short amount of time in my reality.
I agree.
It
I
feels
agree
like a long
especially
time,
for 11 songs.
But to be fair, like a lot of stuff, like I've definitely had written out like prior. Like
had it fleshed out pretty tight, knew what you were going to do.
Yeah,
with it.
I just like I'm always just like riffing all the time.
Love it.
Like so, it's like a big thing of how like we work a lot of the time is like I bring in a song, we record it, Brian writes drums to it, and then everybody writes around it. So that's like a huge like. we'd like to do it different, but like, you know, with everybody having jobs and doing what they do, like you can't just sit around and be like, let's write a song together.
Yeah,
it's like it
6
just
hours
doesn't-
later,
yeah.
minus revisions,
Right.
staring at each other because you're stuck on a part.
Yeah,
or something.
it just doesn't work out. So like a lot of the time, you know, like I just sit there and go, hey, I'm gonna like write some riffs. If something needs to change, like say something.
Right.
Like I'm very open to my ideas not being like completely solidified
Right.
and being like, hey, you know what? I don't like this. We need to change this, whatever. And that's a big thing that works so well with us, is that we all sit there and we go, hey, you know what? He might suggest something to me and I'll be like, nah, I don't know, but let me hear it first. Like, might change my mind. Never know.
Yeah, if you're willing to try things. I mean, that's what makes a band a band. All of the
Right.
bands that we've had on here, all of the bands that are succeeding in doing things, even playing in our band and, you know, me being in Iron Sharpens Iron, you got to have kind of just a rough draft.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that they called in school the spaghetti draft. You remember that? Like, it was just
Right,
like,
yeah.
I don't know why they called it that. It's fucking, maybe I'm losing my mind, but that's what it is.
Suddenly
So,
I'm
It's
hungry.
because you were
Yeah.
drawn with crayons at the time.
But you got to have something. And then, but being able to say, hey, this is what I got. Can we make it better? And then instead of saying, well, I don't like that, and then just shooting it down, well, let's try this.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of, let's see how that sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Let's
also,
try it this way. Let's try it that way, and then we'll make an executive decision on
Right.
what sounds better.
Right.
You know?
Also on the other side of that coin, you also need to be able to like take constructive criticism yourself and be like, if someone goes like, hey, you know, not really sure about that, don't like take it like super personally. Like, I mean, let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's just songs. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
yeah,
It'll be all right.
yeah, you can't
Like,
marry your songs.
Right,
You know?
right.
So,
For me, Andrew, I'm just flattered if somebody even likes what I'm doing and they want to add to it. Is that more your mindset
Yeah,
as opposed
yeah.
to it sounds like you're willing to
Oh yeah.
be malleable on your own writing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like I've met people where they're like, nope, I don't want to do anything different. And I have been that way myself, but more than anything, it's like if Jay likes something that I show him or an idea that I give him and he runs with it, I'm just flattered and I'm like, you know, good.
Right.
We can collaborate and
Right.
it's not just me being dictated things by the other members. And Jay's always been that way. He'll bring 90% or a whole song to the table and then say, how do you guys feel about it? And then just give him a couple of ideas and then everybody's involved and it's a
Right,
happier process.
And I think another thing that like is a big thing too is like I don't also want to go in and be like, this is the Andrew Holiday project.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want it to be like everybody's voice is on this. Like they're everything that is being put out, like their input part, whatever is on it.
Right.
I mean, like it's if I'm writing my own thing and I'm releasing it myself, sure, okay, whatever. I'll make it my own thing. But like I'm working with 3 other people.
Right.
Like the last thing I want to do is like go on stage and we're sitting there playing a song and 1, 2, or 3 of the dudes are all sitting there and they're like, boy, I really fucking hate playing
Right,
this song.
right.
Like,
It gives you ownership when everybody has a say in the
Yeah,
band. When
yeah.
you go play it live, when you have it on record or whatever it may be, it's like, this is our thing,
right.
right? Instead of the Andrew Holiday project.
Right. Or, you know, Perry Menken or whoever
Right.
it may be,
Yeah.
you know, like it's just like, I'll say, you know, for the EP, definitely like it was a little more me just because I had like things like way written ahead of time. But like we definitely like anytime was like someone was like, hey, I'm going to do this here or whatever. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Like that's
He's
Cool.
surprisingly easy to work with.
that helps.
Is it weird enough for you, Perry, or does it need to steer a little weirder?
I think we could get weirder for sure.
I think you guys could too. Just because you call yourselves weird, but then I listened to it and I was like, it's not weird as much as it is refreshing, and it did have the
Yes.
humorous moments, and it was really good. And I thought to myself, it's not as weird listening to it as it is just reading the memes on the Facebook social media. I was like, because on that front, you guys are basically Sanguisugabog, which is just like meme city. It is hilarious.
yeah.
Like 99% of the time, I've seen like one recent serious post. I figured Perry didn't make that one.
actually,
Honestly, most of it's him.
yeah, it's
It's
all
mostly
it's all
him.
me. Yeah.
You would think it would be the comedian
know,
of the
that's
band.
what
I mean,
Yeah.
Usually when I post things, I'll look and it's changed because he'll like fix all my spelling errors or whatever.
Yeah.
Nick, I need you to start doing that for the Metal Maniacs stuff. Like you need to be the editor on that. That's my downfall. Is just the fast typing and spelling shit wrong constantly.
Yeah,
it's
all
like,
thumbs.
Yeah.
I mean,
four ends.
there's a line between being funny and like also like being like legible and being able to like read what's going on. Like
it's not funny.
sometimes there's like there's
errors.
ironic ways to do it and everything like that. But I don't know. Like the biggest thing is like we just have fun. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen like plenty of things about like piss jugs and stuff that.
Yeah.
So like
that's
that
like you
wasn't,
guys' thing now almost.
So
I seen this post about piss jugs and I instantly thought of Mouthful of Locusts only from social media. It had nothing to do with you. Then I read the comments and then it said tagged you guys 3 times before I got to it. So I was like, well, fuck, I guess it's a thing now.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that like we didn't start that. Well, we kind of did in a way. So like we went on a little mini run. I have bladder problems. I have to pee in things a lot. So like peed in a jug. We posted it online, and everybody like just like ran with it and was just like, "These guys are the piss jug guys now."
The piss jug guys.
So we also did the same thing, and just like we're like, well, people like keep tagging us and like saying things about it, so like we're just gonna run with it. I mean, whatever. Like we're all having fun anyways, and I mean, like. Cool. Like I pee a lot. I don't know what I have a small bladder.
It happens.
So
I love that you guys embrace your sense of humor. I feel like I have a sense of humor, a gallows sense of humor at times, but I could never really appropriately incorporate a sense of humor with the art that we do. I just take it too seriously. I'm way pretentious and highbrow about what I'm doing. You guys managed to do that in the confines of your music writing, like serious enough, to where you don't have to then put on another layer of seriousness on your social media to sell it to people. Like we take our art so seriously. You're like, nah, here's 20 memes. Welcome to Meme City. We piss in jugs. If you like our art, cool. If not, fuck off, because we just do it for us more than anything.
That's the best way to be. Too.
Yeah.
And like. Again, like we do take the music seriously.
Yeah.
Like if you actually like read like lyrically and stuff too, like there's some stuff is definitely like tongue in cheek, but we definitely like talk about topics or things that like matter to us.
Totally relate, because I try to implement the tongue in cheek sense of humor into the lyrics of my own writing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody's getting it, like,
and it's same with us. I
right.
mean, like we're just blabbling a bunch of shit over a fucking track, so like who knows?
But
like
it feels good getting it out.
Right. But
it's definitely nice to have places where you can put the lyrics, so people know that I'm actually saying stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I like it because some of your stuff is audible. Some of you almost got some clean singing type stuff. You have like some talky stuff. So it's not all just like guttural lows or screaming highs, which you're really fucking awesome at. I knew you were a great vocalist before. This really puts you in the spotlight, this project. Like, I was very impressed by what you did.
Told
on
you.
this.
Yeah.
And like, I knew you were a great vocalist before. And of course, Larry talks you up because you guys are friends too, you know, and Larry's a great vocalist too. So, you guys kind of stick together. But listening to this, I was like, oh yeah, there's Perry. But then I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. That's super fucking cool, man.
I definitely try to like push myself to do like, I don't know, I want to do something cooler, because like everyone else in the band's doing cool shit, and I don't want to just do the same mundane.
Yeah, you don't want to be a
high low.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm not to shit on anyone that does that. It's fine if it fits with what you're doing. But like,
I have no clue what I'm doing.
I don't know. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to get bored.
Yeah.
And, I remember that's one of the biggest things in Necron back in the day. I was always so fucking bored with some of the shit we were doing. Not like what they were playing was boring.
Right.
It's just like I felt like what they wanted me to do was boring.
Yeah, it was very run of the mill cookie cutter type. Do this high low guttural.
Yeah.
Try to be brutal all the time.
And I'm not brutal.
Yeah, we're not cool.
I'm not like I don't. I rarely wear. I mean, I'm wearing a metal shirt right now, so this is silly to say. I rarely wear. I wear cartoon shirts all the fucking time.
That can be easily misconstrued for a Pink Floyd shirt if you don't read it.
Yeah. It's like, I love Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Animals is a great album.
Isn't it? So Perry, I felt like you gave your lyrics like the voice that needed to be for the words that you were head written. Like, you just approached every different lyric maybe with a different voice to suit the lyric. You're like, no, I want to make sure they're hearing me here versus I'm just going to let it fly.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
I love that.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if there's something in the song that I really want to come through, that I'm gonna, then I'm probably gonna do something more clean with it.
Yeah, and you did a really good job with that too. I couldn't put my finger on what the cleans sounded like. I was like, man, it's jogging a vocalist.
There's
in
some
my
Patton.
mind.
So there's some Patton.
I'm a
going
huge
on
fan
there.
of Patton.
Yeah.
I love the band Whores a lot. I love. I know it's like controversial not to say this, but I love Daughters a whole lot.
Yeah. Daughters is
I like weird shit like that like a lot.
Yeah.
I listen to that kind of stuff a lot. There's Them Teeth. They're
Okay.
more local, right?
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
did
the boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
saw them a couple
Yeah,
weeks
we
ago.
just,
Like that-
I just
that-
met those guys. Yep.
Like I love bands like that like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to tread lightly on how I say this. It almost had like, like not an emo thing, but just yeah.
Some of it I could see that.
I mean, but not trying to sound like screamo or emo or super
I'd say-
overly charged emotional, but just the way the delivery came across to me. It was
Yeah.
like it's jogging something, and I can't put my finger on it, but it works. It works very well. I loved it. I mean, so kudos to you for that.
I know there are parts where I wanted it to sound like I was in pain.
Yeah,
you know,
I
or
was going to
whatever.
say whiny, but not crybaby whiny. But it
I was
was.
trying really hard not to sound whiny.
I mean, I felt the pain in it though. It was like
Yeah.
there were definitely takes where I was just like, no.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a big thing for me, like just even writing wise, is the way I put it is like, so I like all the like crazy, wild, chaotic stuff,
right.
obviously, but I wanted to put it in a way that it's like groovy, song structured,
Yeah.
memorable. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not just, as you say, just like riff soup all over the place.
Yeah.
Like there's a structure to it. You can bob your head to
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
like, but also adding in those weird noises and doing
Lots
stuff
of
at the
those.
same time. So
I think that's what makes you guys unique, because a lot of the bands that do that, I'm not pigeonholing anybody, but a lot of those bands you will just find that's riff, noisy, this, that, and the other thing, where
Sure,
it's like
yeah.
when you're writing, it seems like, yeah, we'll take this section, but then we're going to bring it back, you
Yeah.
know? And then I think that gives you room, correct me if I'm wrong, to be able to like write a nice pattern over it, something that sticks in my head. Because once I listened to some of the songs on the album that you guys were generous to let me listen to beforehand,
oh, of course.
you guys also have the singles that are out. So when I heard them again, because I listened to all the singles as well, when I heard them again, I was like, I was already singing the part in my head because I knew it stuck with me.
Right.
And to me, if anybody's listening to this podcast at all, any episode, I've said this every fucking episode, but to me, that's very important in music.
Yeah.
Give me something that I can remember and bring back, because then I want to listen to it again.
Right.
Then I recognize it. So if I jam with you guys, I'm going to be up there and I know what the
Yeah.
part is, instead of
Right.
like, oh shit, there was 3 minutes of just a bunch of riffs and a bunch of vocals over the whole thing. I don't really understand what's happening. So I just really like how you guys approach that.
We have quite a few people that are regulars at some of our shows that are big fans, and it's cool with some, especially some of the more clean parts, to see them like mouthing it along and stuff. That's a cool feeling,
Yeah.
I definitely gives me tingles.
I have zero training in anything, so like I have not. Boy, that's about it. That's what I got going on,
Just
man.
wank it.
Yeah,
Wank it.
I have no clue. I have zero music theory. Like I have nothing. Like every time I bring a song to the table, our drummer will be like, time signature, and I'm like, yeah,
It's got one or
Yep.
two.
Yeah. Something. Yeah. Play
it's
a
in
beat.
there. Yeah,
Play
I
a
make
beat.
sure to
That's what we
include it
want. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Play
So,
a beat.
yeah, I
That's
don't
all we want.
if it makes me bob my head, that's about
Yeah, I like
where
it.
I've got that going.
So
Yeah.
how do you approach those patterns then?
Honestly, it's like I'll just like, I don't know, I'll just listen to it a bunch and then kind of try to. I did a lot of slam poetry in high school, which definitely helps. I don't
You
know.
would.
Fuck off. You're such a turd.
He just slammed you, bro. Write a poem about him.
Yeah, dude, slam me, dude. What are you gonna do about it, dude? I dare you to.
Oh man. But I listen to a lot of different types of stuff. I like old school hip hop and stuff. Sometimes I'll use hip hop structures to
Nice.
like kind of flesh out some of that stuff. Might not, people might not hear that, but I hear it in my head when I'm doing it. I don't know.
It makes a difference.
Yeah,
it makes a huge difference.
I'm
man.
literally just thinking of all the different things that I think might work, like rhythm wise with it and stuff, and just I'll try different stuff, and usually it'll hit on whatever feels good.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe even like having the comedian brain and stuff like definitely helps with that because like
Well,
even
timing
with
and
like
stuff.
Delivery, timing.
and like I feel like
being
it's pretty
able to be
important.
audible and have the audience understand what you're saying is really important with being a comedian, you know.
Yeah. So
Well, I've always been a loud fucking person. That's never been an issue. I can always make you hear me.
yeah, I know. I'm aware.
So we talked a little bit about the EP, came out in 22, and I told you my thoughts on it. And then, so it's an interesting what you guys have done. So you put out Bathe in My Milk, 4/22/23.
Yeah.
Witness Me, 7/28/23. 86 Your Attitude, Bud, 8/15/23. And then Way Worser just came out in December 23. So the 4 of these singles now are on the new album, Way Worser, right? That's the new album.
Yep.
And that drops 3/15, right?
Yep.
So this podcast will come out the day before. I'm hoping we can squeeze in a song if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
can check out
Of course.
one that's not out already.
Yeah.
Of course.
But so I listened to those songs, and then you guys gave me the album. So if you want to talk a little bit about that, we can get into that. For me, first things first, the bass was a lot more up front in this. I want to talk production with you guys because I see a lot of, it looks like a lot of in-house stuff, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I just want to talk a little bit about this album. Bass is kind of more in the driver's seat in this one, even the guitars a little bit. The drums sound killer on both albums, really. But now we're becoming more technical. I already seen it within the drums, even the guitar work, even the vocal patterns. Stuff is starting to become almost like you guys are more comfortable. Whereas, like, what you said now makes sense. I wrote this EP. We kind of just threw it together. We needed to have something out there. Not that it was bad. It was a great EP.
Yeah, for sure.
But now it feels like, now we're all kind of gelling as a band.
Right. Yeah.
Does that seem like
Yeah,
a
that's
good
very accurate.
representation?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And so you guys come out. What's the first song? Assisted Living Dracula? Is that the first song, or is it Witness Me?
Witness Me.
Assisted is on the EP.
Oh, that's on the EP.
So
okay,
Witness
so I
is
got that. Okay.
Witness is the first song.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I got my little.
That's all
I'm out
good.
of order here.
Let's be
But
honest.
the
they all
reason
sound
why I
the
wrote
same.
a note about that, there's a clean vocal on Assisted Living Dracula that really stuck out, and I just thought it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Then it's Witness Me. So this one, I'm not going to lie. When I heard Witness Me, not knowing anything about your band, I thought if I heard this song, that would represent your whole band.
Yeah.
Just by
Yeah, I could get that.
because it's more just of a blaster. It's
Yeah.
kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's not fair to put that song and just say that represents your band. It's not even close to what you guys do. But to me, the Witness Me song, it's kind of like See You Next Tuesday screamed at me the first time when I heard it because there's grind. Not a lot of grind on the EP. Not a lot of like faster stuff. But then you guys are just coming out grinding. I want to say he's doing a gravity blast on the thing at 1.2.
Yep.
So I'm just like,
It
okay.
was a harsh, abrasive opening track to an album.
Yeah,
I was
sample.
like, if this is the whole album, I might have to buckle in real tight for this one.
No, there's as I said, like we kind of tried to go all over, but we definitely wanted to start out the album with something like just real abrasive in your face. Like I feel like so many albums just start out with this like beautiful orchestral or whatever going on. We're like, let's just make it just awful at the beginning.
Like, way worse than anything we've ever done before.
Yeah, well, way worser.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get through this, you'll be able to listen to the rest.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I thought it was a great song and kind of little quirky sample and everything in there. So to me, I'm almost like that is like your social media presence, that song right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much, very
Yeah.
much. And actually, that whole song is about like people who are on social media.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
like making fun of TikTokers and stuff. Yeah.
Makes sense with the
Influencers.
title, you know. And then we go into Bathe in My Milk, which is one of my favorite songs off the actual album. Before I start you don't mind if I break this song?
No,
down
yeah,
song
go
by
ahead.
song,
man.
Just so I can get your thoughts on it. You okay
Yeah,
with that,
I'm
Nick?
totally cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to backtrack a little bit because I wanted to ask you guys, what was the thought of just putting out like the 4 singles and then having these same singles be on the album? Are these the same singles? Were these recorded beforehand, these singles, and then you re-recorded them for the album? Or were they just ones you put out and then you just added them to the album? That was my question, really.
So we are not a very how's the way to put this? We don't work like a normal band for sure.
No.
I had Bathe was the first song written for it. We were thinking about just like doing an EP or something, and then I was like, yeah, why don't we just put out like a whole thing? Whatever.
Pretty bold in this day and age.
Yeah,
I mean, like, who
it
listens
was.
to albums?
Yeah.
Especially
besides
11
us?
songs,
Yeah.
like you were saying.
Yeah,
you know?
11's even more than the average album.
Yeah.
Like, stop at 8, usually 9,
Right,
before
right.
double digits.
Yeah.
You know? Unless they're anal cunt songs where they're 30-second
Right.
Yeah.
blasters, then
Yeah.
go ahead and give me 30 of those.
So like we had a couple songs written, and then we were like, let's just like work on this, and like eventually it got to the point where like we've been working on it for a while, and I was like, hey, like put out something, like it's probably a good idea, like
Before they
something.
forget we're a band.
Yeah. Like we put out 5 songs all together, like put out something. So like we released Bathe, and then like we kept recording and stuff, and like again, like just the whole like everybody has their own work schedule and everything. Like it's not exactly to like get easy to get like 4 people together and be like, let's
Yeah,
record an
I think we
album
practice
now.
once a
Like,
week if
yeah.
we're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I mean like a lot of the songs, like we even have to like go back and be like, we should probably figure out how this goes again.
Yep.
Like that would
Yeah, I
be a
get
good
that.
idea before like we play them. That would be great. But you know, so we just a big thing is just putting stuff out there, so we're like, hey, we're still alive, we're doing things. Like
You don't
there
want
you
your
go.
You don't want your fans to be confused as to why the meme page is suddenly releasing music on them.
Right,
Like, what the
right,
fuck is
right.
happening here?
Right, and then also the opposite end of that, we don't want everybody to just like come to this page and be like, oh, I thought this was a meme page. Like I didn't realize they actually like do things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't like this suddenly. It's-
Yeah.
I just
what is
like
this
piss
metal?
jugs.
Yeah, right.
I'm just here for
Yeah.
jugs, bro.
You mean this is a metal page? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So I mean, I don't know. Like we are not the most methodical people on like writing for sure. Like we'll definitely take like probably a better approach to it next time. But
I don't think this is a bad approach. I think it's great to be able to release something so you're
no,
giving
and
the
I
people
don't mean
something,
in
you
the
know?
way of like anything is like bad quality or anything
Right.
like that. Just the way of like streamlining
Yeah.
things
Sure.
and making it a little maybe easier.
But
on
we
us.
were pretty lazy at times, honestly. We could probably have this done a lot sooner, but
Well, I mean, you got a whole other real life outside of like your art and your music. Any more bands seem to be more of a hobby horse, and
Yeah.
it's just like if I don't have time for it, I'm not going to break my neck for
Yeah.
it. I'm not going to stress out and lose sleep over it or lose my hair over it. So if the feeling isn't there, the energy isn't there, then just maybe next week. Just not worried about it right now.
Yeah, but plus
you gotta
playing
move on.
shows in between too. I
Yeah,
mean, you
that
guys got
helps.
to rehearse and play shows, so that if you're doing, I'm assuming you guys do the recording yourselves. Is that how
yeah,
that
yeah.
works?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
So
too.
we'll get into a little bit more of that. I'd like to dive deep into that. But I guess to ask the question in a different way, did you record "Bathe in My Milk" twice?
No, but
Okay.
things were like
tweaked.
tweaked and
yeah.
edited,
Upgraded and
yeah.
tweaked out. Okay, so you recorded enough to get it out, but then there's a slightly different version on the album. That's kind of
Yes.
what it sounded like
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Where little different mix, little different additives after playing the song probably for a while too. I know how it goes when you're in a practice room and you're like, oh man, we should have added that, or we could have beefed this up a little bit to
Yeah.
make it a little cooler. You know?
I mean, like there's definitely like we're a big proponent of just like, hey, like not overthinking it and just being like, this is what it is. And if we think of something after, we're like, hey, that's a cool little live incentive,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that you get to see like live, like
We definitely don't play any of the EP the same live.
Yeah,
I think
that's cool.
maybe Spirals is the only one that really.
nah, there's stuff I changed. in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it. I get it.
As of recently, I was like, this would sound way cooler.
My band hates me because I'm the big change guy. I'm always changing shit, but I'm just always trying to make it better, you know? So,
Yep.
and you may write something and sit on it for a while, or you may even write a demo or something, and you think about it for a few days, and you're like, that's just not it.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
just not it.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be something better.
And you can always gauge
better options.
The fans' reaction to a part and say, it just didn't land like I felt it land in practice, but when we played it live, it just didn't come off. A part needs to be addressed here where we can engage, get the crowd involved a little bit more, or just get a better reaction. So you might look at a riff and say, no, it needs more.
Right.
So you just crash test them out live and then bring it back to the studio or the band practice and say, guys, this part is kind of flat live. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I think we've done that before. We've scrapped whole songs before. So just keep.
There's probably 2 albums worth of fucking material that's just under the rug somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I write riffs and I'll show like the guys and they'll be like, "That's cool," and then we'll go like record stuff and they'll be like, "Where's that riff at?" And I'm like, "Gone."
Like, vetoed. I wrote a new one. It's better.
Yeah. I know we're a democracy here, but not today. So
I just thought if you forgot about it, we don't have to vote on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why we put the Ukraine bill and the fucking into the,
I didn't say anything for a reason, so just shut up.
Yeah.
All right.
We put the Ukraine bill in the COVID bill. That's why we do that.
Right.
So you guys just forget about it. You know what I mean?
So just let it slide and say it.
So, Bathe in Milk, like I said, great song. I've noticed we're almost adding some breakdowns a little bit in this song.
Yeah.
Blast beats in this song. Like I said, just you guys are up in your game, and I'm really liking it. And I also like you use the breakdown sparingly, because what I say is if you're always heavy, you're not always heavy. Dude, Michael from Vestigial said that to us, and that kind of stuck with me. Is like, you can grind the whole album, but by the end of the album, it's not intense because the whole thing is grind. Or the same thing with breakdown. You break down for 4 minutes. After the first 3 breakdowns, it's not heavy anymore. It's just the same thing. So I like how you guys kind of sparingly put those in there too. So it just gives more impact to your music. With the blast beats as well. It's not like you guys are blasting the whole time. You know?
There was a moment on the new album where I was listening to it. It felt like you were gearing up for a big breakdown. The way that it was, like, everything was coming together. Like, here comes a breakdown. But then it didn't really go to a breakdown. It just went to another cool riff that wasn't like, we're going to drop the beat and crush you right here. And I was like, that was a lot of tension to build up to not a breakdown, which I thought was pretty bold. You had me. I was like, that was interesting. I'm going to appreciate that the next time I hear it too. Like, it doesn't go to a breakdown here, but it still does go to a cool riff.
That's what, we'll do that. We'll do that for sure.
It was cool. And then
I'll sit there and be like, hey, this should go here. Not today.
And just on the subject of beats, your drummer, man, I like his work. I like the kick work. Like, he had something a little bit more unique in his, a little bit more flair, and like the little trot and triplets, and just like, like he wasn't steady just double kicking, or just certain different speeds of the double kick. He had some interesting footwork in there that I really appreciated. It sounded different from a lot of the other drummers I've been hearing recently. So kudos to him if he gets a chance to listen to the show. I really appreciated his drum beats. And
you're pretty okay, Brian.
You're pretty okay, guy. Keep it up.
I'll clip that out for him.
That'll be the reel.
I think Brian's one of my favorite drummers I've worked with for sure. He's just a fun dude too.
That's good.
That's great.
When you watch him play too, he's just always smiling and shit. Like, a lot of guys do like the crazy faces and stuff, but you see all his pictures and he just like he's up there fucking, I don't know, like sitting in like a hot bath.
Just chilling.
He's chilling.
Just loving it.
He's chilling. He may have just like smoked a lot of weed. But
hey, that's good.
Still chilling.
Yeah.
Still chill.
Well, that's the same thing, like you said. His drum parts, he picks them in a certain way where if the double bass is going the whole time, then the double bass isn't impactful. But when he kicks in that double bass, it's like, okay, cool, double bass part that's going for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So the parts are always impactful for you guys. I really like that. So then we're going on to God Let Me Live Another Day.
So now I'm going to make it everybody else's problem.
Yeah, so there's a lot to that title. There's a cool hook singing part on that. And a very cool bass line. Is that the one where the bass kind of starts the song a little bit?
I know it ends the song, right?
No, it ends the song.
With the bass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I may have put that on there.
Maybe it feels like track 4 would be where that bass line is starting.
Yeah.
Because it's at the end of 3.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, that's my favorite track on the album because the bass solo on the end. And it's not a bass solo, but it's cool. I was like, it's kind of a...
So we actually sent that song to like a different podcast a while ago, and the end of it, we left it like It was 4 minutes
so long.
And we did it on purpose.
They played
it, and once they got to the end of it, it just kept playing and going. And
they're like, I think these guys are fucking with us.
Yeah, we were.
And we
were.
are.
Yeah, we were.
No, it's cool. I loved it. I appreciated the shit out of that.
Then we move on to the Big Dumb.
The Big Dumb. Listen to
so
this
there's to me this is kind of more of a metal song.
Yeah,
where it was there's like the melody on the guitar in the middle. Like it almost goes metal on me for a second. Not that you guys aren't metal, you guys are definitely metal, but like your most metal kind of like guitar harmony thing going on, and really cool hook on that song. Way Worser, one of the singles you guys put out. Now this song is 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay, and it starts like slower with like the cleans, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
I felt like it had a lot of like a black metal chord progression vibe to it.
Yeah, it kind of does to an extent,
really
for sure.
ambient, and you stuck on that chord like a lot. It felt like in that song, and I wasn't upset by that at all because it felt like going to Jay's point where you had callbacks.
Yeah,
and you kind of stayed with that theme of that melody and that chord.
Yeah,
and it was for 7 minutes long. I didn't feel like it was 7 minutes.
A lot of people say that, which is nice. It's nice to hear someone go like, "Wow, that wasn't a slog." Like,
right? Yeah.
I
think
lyrically, that's probably the most serious song on the album too.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I feel like the song also has that feel too. It's definitely like more of a serious vibe. Going on.
And I was telling Jay it was one of my favorite songs on the album, track 5, Way Worser, the title of the album, correct?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a good title track. That's a good one to name your album after. Yeah, it was a really good song. So good job there.
Everything's bad, way worser. Don't know what to tell you. So.
To me, my few notes on it were just like it's almost like a mid-pace song. You guys don't go too fast. You guys don't go too slow. It just kind of rides this BPM like kind of just like a smooth ride through the whole thing. Where it kind of maybe slower at the beginning with the the clean guitar part.
Yeah,
but then we start going just like mid-pace throughout the whole thing.
Yep. It's a
cool
nice
talking
song
part in there.
It's a nice song to put in like the middle of the set. In between all the faster wordy stuff because it gives me a second to just chill.
Also, we're old, so
then we move on to if the kids are the future, or if these kids are the future.
It's gonna be a cold and dark place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this song was a lot different to me.
It's kind of
it's more of a rock oriented, heavy. Like when I say rock, don't take that the wrong way because it's still heavy as shit, but it's more almost like southerny kind of.
I was gonna say put it like kind of like an Every Time I Die type of
exactly.
feel.
More Faith No More influenced. I felt like
honestly
just the whole thing.
When I first heard that beginning riff, I thought that kind of makes me think of CKY a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's your problem and not mine. So.
Hey, I'm a fan of CKY.
So am I. Giant fan. So it's all good.
But to me, that's why that one stuck out to me. Awesome song though. And then My Jaws Rusted Shut. I feel like that song just kind of encompasses everything that you guys do.
I feel like it's a good just like groovy repetitive riff song. You know what I'm saying?
Super cool song.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're gonna move into DIY.
Do it yourself Rapture Machine.
Rapture Machine.
It's a very death metal.
That's exactly what I have written.
Yeah.
It just says death metal in capital letters. So that's what I have.
Yeah, and there's that actually has some guesty vocals from Steve Stover from Necrium.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, there's like that center. There's a piece in the center that's just him, and then he does a lot of like cool layering stuff with me throughout it.
Was that the video that you posted that he was there that day?
Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
I recognized him. So, and then we move on to 86 Your Attitude, bud.
One of my favorite track titles because I'm in the industry where we say 86 this, 86 that all day long.
Yeah.
Any other line cooks here?
I am an ex. I guess technically I'm a chef at the hospital, but not really.
All right. Yeah, I love it because a lot of people need to hear that. 86 that attitude, bud. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on that track? I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. To me, kind of kept up the death metal theme in that.
Mm-hmm.
A little more chaos to it though, like because there's more grind in that song.
Mm-hmm.
I put even a little Dillinger-ish in there, just a smidge of it, not with like the super technical runs or anything, but with a lot of the discordy, like noisy type stuff. Like that one kind of spoke that to me. And then we move on to my favorite track of the whole album, And hopefully this is the one we can listen to. Not that I didn't want to listen to that one, but I like to listen to one that was on release because that's what we talked about. If you guys are cool with that, but speaks to animals.
Speaks with animals.
It's supposed to be speaks with animals. Brian,
Oh, it just
Brian,
says speaks to animals.
Yep.
On the okay.
So is it going to be a misprint on the album?
No. We make sure
Because I would rage the fuck
it's
out.
I just wouldn't care. Like,
He's like, nope, we're changing the song.
Yeah.
No, the name is a reference to a D&D spell, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that is hitting me like that too. That's definitely a trait that a druid would have. So
it's funny. That's the song I least like to play. So and it's not because I don't like it or anything. It just really sucks to play. It sucks.
Is it hard? Or
It's
is it
really
like,
it's hard.
structurally?
I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have made it so
It's really hard.
It's funny
It's
because
really hard.
we had Vestigial on the show, and I said, "This is my favorite song," and they're like, "This is the shittiest song we have." I'm like, "Oh, maybe I just don't have a fucking ear for it."
See, the thing is, I think it's a good song. It's just really hard for me to play.
But I love that one because there's just like this drum fill in there under the guitar part.
Yeah,
And then the guitar part repeats, but that drum fill doesn't come in. He's like doing all this tom work on there, and it's just like this rolling, like this wave of heaviness. And then you guys come back to it, but he neglects to do that again, which I thought was a very purposeful drum beat that he did. I mean, then he's like, I don't have to do all these fills again and get it clean, so I get that too. But I just liked how that repeated, and he, decided not to do that. I thought that was a great choice though too. So it makes it a callback, but at the same time, it's different when we called it back.
Right.
So unless you're really paying attention, probably really wouldn't know. And then we have the just unlucky ones.
Yep, that's the closer.
I thought it was an epic ending to the CD. Really mid-pace, really bass-driven, and honestly, there's melody in you guys' songs here and there.
Yeah.
But this one was the most melodic out of all of them, I thought. It
definitely.
had the most melody as far as like chords go, playing off what the bass is doing, and I just thought it was a great way to end the CD. 11 songs, that's quite a trek.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm tired.
Probably.
Fucking hell. I'm tired just from you saying you're tired, bro. That's how tired I feel you.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
No, you guys really put forward a really great metal offering. If I can at least call you guys metal umbrella bracket, you just fit into metal, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Metal heads, right?
You can call us whatever you want. I don't care.
I mean, we all love.
You're worser than worse.
We all love metal bands, so
You guys are way worser than
yeah,
that.
we're just way worser, dude.
Yeah.
No, I similar to Jay's opinion, it took me a while to decipher some of the melody that I figured you had to be capable of it just by listening to all of the extravagant musicianship, in my opinion. You don't need to know theory. We just throw that out the window.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
cares?
for
It
sure.
doesn't matter.
For sure.
If you can just hear what you're doing and it makes sense and it's musical to you, that's great. There was a lot of those Dillinger escape sounds.
Yeah.
There was a lot
Dissonance.
of that noisy.
It's one of my top 5. So I mean,
amen. Go, I hear you there. But when I started to feel the melody shine through, I was like, this band is going to be fun to watch grow because you can be so heavy as you want to be, and then you can find pockets of melody. Which I'm always like, I need the melody, more and more melody. We're looking at, one of our favorite bands behind on the banner, lots of melody, but still heavy, right?
Right.
So I just kudos to you on that, where you find those pockets of melody because it's going to draw in more people to what you're doing, I think.
Right.
So stay the course there.
Completely agree.
But also be obnoxious as fuck. Like keep it weird.
We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, and it's really cohesive though. It didn't feel disjointed.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it is all over the place.
It is. It definitely is.
Like
And
each song has its own, and I always write that like that too. Every song that I write, I want it to have its own identity. Whereas you could put them all next to each other, and you could say, "Oh, that kind of sounds the same," and the same guy wrote it. But one song that we have might be black metal. Another song might be 2 minutes of a blaster. The next song is just almost basic and just fucking groovy the whole time. Like I've always wrote like that, where I want each song to have its identity, and I think you guys kind of display that as well on your music. So I really enjoyed that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, to your point, Jay, every song did sound unique.
Yes.
Like it did not. I did not hear like AC/DC front to back, where every song is the fucking same. I was
fucking south of heaven.
Yeah, I would have just had to dip on it after 3 songs. Like, they're all the same.
That's what we tried to avoid. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You guys did a really good job of keeping them deliberately unique. So, yeah, definitely stay the course in regards to writing different songs one to the next.
Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, if every song was way worse, it's not that it would be bad, but you know what I mean? Like,
no, I get it.
It would just
for
be
sure.
like
Couldn't
all
have
over
11
the
of
place,
those.
you know? So,
yeah, for sure.
So you guys talked a little bit. I heard you mention practice schedule. What is that like for you guys? Once a week when you get around to
once
it?
a week.
Or,
Once a week.
Usually Wednesdays.
Okay.
Perry,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you hold down the fort for a second.
You gonna go pee?
Yep.
That's
So,
fine.
I got it. So
You
you
are
guys
you good, brother?
Yeah, I can
Okay,
carry
cool.
the thing upstairs. We're all good.
Okay, cool.
So sorry, I just have
No, you're fine, dude.
the worst bladder.
No,
in the
go
entire
ahead.
world.
Just
Go
go,
ahead.
just
You're
go
good.
pee, dude. No one cares.
I don't have any jugs around, so I don't.
Well, should have been prepared. So.
I may even have a couple jokes. So next time you come on the show, I'll have them ready for you.
Just down this water and give you this.
He's talking about getting like a portable urinal.
Yeah.
So I think you can get. They're
Yeah,
like,
the little handle.
it's just a weird jug.
God damn it.
Just that handle.
Oh
Okay.
God.
So Wednesdays are the worst day of the week for me because they're just the middle of the week. Wife's always working and gone. It's just me. So you got a band practice on Wednesday. Why the middle of the week when everybody's like tired and working?
That's just when everyone was available, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It makes that shitty part of the week like better because it's
Yeah.
like I had to get together with all my dudes, and
True that.
I mean we'll run through the set a few times and be working on some stuff, but a lot of it is just you know, Andrew showing us fucking stupid videos and just shooting the shit.
Hanging
It's
out.
nice, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you guys jam at? then?
I got my garage set up.
Okay, cool.
Got some put some insulation up and stuff, so it's soundproofed. It's pretty nice.
Nice. Is that where you guys record then? Too,
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same
We have a
spot?
whole corner that's just blankets where we set everything up when we're ready to record stuff. I think the next thing that we're working on, we're gonna go through someone else. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it or not yet, but I'm just gonna say it. Drew from See You Next Tuesday setting up his setup in Bay City, so we're gonna go to him for our next thing. We'll probably do like 5 or 6 songs. I
Okay.
don't know.
Cool.
So in my opinion, I felt like they were winning the volume war with their own recording. Like you could turn it up and it sounded professional. Like
Did you master it yourself?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did everything ourselves. We
Okay.
thought about sending it out, but I don't know. There's like a weird feeling when you're doing everything yourself, and I don't know. You can just tweak it however you want it to send it to someone else and have them be like, "Well, this is how I think it should sound." You know?
So Jay, you've had to spend hours mixing, mastering, editing our own music, and you'd get to the point of, I wish somebody else would do this part for me, but you still did it all. Did you guys face some of that where you're like, oh my God, I've listened to this song 1,000 times. I don't want to master this myself.
Honestly, it's all Brian.
So he's kind of
He's
the
not
producer.
even here right now. He's
Yeah.
like the producer guy.
Okay.
You can tell he gets tired.
Yeah.
He'll send us like a bunch of different versions of stuff. Like I think I have like 1 million different versions of all the songs.
Oh yeah.
But
Same.
I mean, we'll all come together and be like, yeah, that one sounds dope. That's cool how that sounds. We're originally we were all going to get together and sit in on the mastering process, but all of us have stupid jobs, so it's
Yeah.
like it's hard.
Right.
Usually, I feel like 9 times out of 10 when he's doing that, it's like at night after his lady goes to sleep or whatever. So it's like we don't live that far apart, but at the same time, I work at 5 a.m, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And every time you guys we got to get all 4 of us here to try to
Yeah.
mix it or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like I'd rather just send it to you guys because life is in the way always. So
Right.
you got to find those pockets when you can get it in. So drummer's producer, more or less, he knows how to do all.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What kind of do you know? What kind of drum setup are you guys micing stuff? I'm sure there's some kind of drum replacement there, just with the hits and everything. But like, do you guys mic the drums then, or
I think he does
have
all
an
that in his.
E-kit, or
I think
what?
he has an E-kit he uses. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, most of the bands that we've had on now are going all that route where
Yeah.
the drummer has an E-kit. We're just replacing everything, and that's how we record it. And you get that clean drum sound. And shoot, I can't tell the difference anymore. There's really no need to nitpick. You don't have to go. I understand some of these bands that have bigger budgets that are on labels. They can go to these big studios and put their drums in a drum room and shit like that,
Yeah.
and spend that kind of money. But everything's just DIY really now.
Yeah, we're all poor. So
Well, you just got to get your art out there somehow,
Yeah.
man.
So for me, it's just I want to make sure that when I'm listening to something that the drums don't sound like a drum machine.
yeah,
And they
For
don't.
sure.
They don't. They
Yeah.
felt very human and organic to me, and they did it.
Well, like,
The production
and
was good.
he definitely makes sure whatever he's doing is something he's like comfortable with doing live every time, which is cool. I mean, because when you put yourself in a situation like that, you could probably make it sound as crazy as you want, but it's all about like live sound too,
Yeah. What fits with the band
Yeah.
as well, is because I felt like there was a very cohesive drum sound to both albums too. So I'm assuming you all did the EP as well.
Yeah. We actually did the EP in the smallest fucking room in existence. It was before we started jamming in our garage. That room was like what? Like it was like playing in a closet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just fucking
What's wrong with that, dude?
shoulder to shoulder.
It was shoulder to shoulder.
I love it.
It was
You
very
don't like being
uncomfortable.
close to me? What's wrong?
I mean, as long as there's deodorant, it's fine.
We wear matching outfits all the time. Kiss me, dude.
Everybody just shows up in the same fucking shirt and pants every single week.
It happens sometimes because we're awful about wearing our own merch when we're not doing anything. So I'll show up and be like, "Cool, nice shirt, dude."
Yeah, we're all just wearing our own shirts.
Well, you paid for them.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
It's funny. I used to make fun of people for wearing their own merchandise, and now that's like most of my closet.
It's weird. I wear it. I wear our stuff. So
Hey, that's the way to go.
I just if I can get to the point where I can wear one of our shirts every day, then I'll just stop wearing shirts. Like, it's fine. Whatever. Cool.
So you're not gonna wear shirts at all, or just our shirts?
No, I'll wear our shirts, and then when we play, I won't wear anything.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought there was some kind of weird misconception back in the day because Megadeth was notorious for that. Like
So
a
was
few
Anthrax.
of them, wearing their own shit. Like, hey, we're Anthrax, and here's my Anthrax shirt.
Yep.
And there was like this thing where it's like, yeah, you could wear it, just don't wear it on stage. And now it's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think
check
it matters.
Check out my
really.
fucking band, man.
Yeah.
That's all I want you to do.
I want this unwritten rules, all of these unwritten rules, like put into a book, just so that I can burn that book. 'Cause I'm tired.
You should just make that book and then sell it for
I'm
$20.
I'm so tired of
That's
can't
it.
wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. I got 3 middle fingers for that thought. Like,
Oh,
I am going to wear the shirt
Well-
of the band I'm there to see.
I
to
do
let
it
them
too,
know
so.
if I'm in a band, I want to see my fucking shirts in the audience. What the
Right.
fuck?
Well, if you don't, what's the difference if you wear the shirt of the band you're going to see, or you go there and buy the shirt and then put it on while you're there?
Yeah, that
What's
too.
the difference?
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Run out to my car with the new shirt and throw? What the fuck?
I mean, we played with See Next Tuesday in February, and I got one of their shirts. We went up, we played. I got done, and I was like, I'm sweaty. I'm changing into my new shirt.
Yeah.
Forget it. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. So I changed into the shirt. So if you got a sue me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. No, all of these unwritten rules, I don't know where they come from, and people try to make you feel bad. Oh, that's a social faux pas. You shouldn't do that. And I'm just like, who are you? I'm in the band. Fuck off.
I think a big thing is just like a lot of people. I don't know. A lot of people just feel like they have something they gotta complain about.
I
Yeah,
think
that
it's-
is true.
And I also think it's
Like,
some
that is
level of
true, yeah.
insecurity. Like maybe they were teased about it one time by somebody, and that's
Yeah.
too
Oh,
bad. Let
I
it go.
guarantee
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're wearing the shirt of the band you're going to see? Nerd.
Yeah.
Ew, get out of here. It's like, why are we making people feel bad for supporting music?
All right,
and
let's be
bands?
honest here. You know what the problem is?
Tell me.
All right. You know what? I like the genre of music, but black metal ruined it for everybody.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what happened. They just went, you know what? No one can do anything. I love black metal, by the way. So
But they
Just
did make a
putting
lot
that
of
out
rules,
there.
didn't
Yeah,
they?
they made
did.
a lot of rules.
Yeah,
For a bunch of anarchists burning down churches, they had a
Man,
lot of fucking rules.
Yeah, yeah. Napalm
do.
Death is fucking commercial. Fucking
Like, hear 'em all day,
corporate
every
fucking
day.
rock Napalm Death over
Getting
here.
Sick of the pop grind metal.
Yeah, Jesus. So let's talk a little about. We talked about the studio. You guys do it all yourselves. What kind of guitar equipment are you using in the studio? Are you reamping amps? Are we running direct VSTs? Not that it matters.
Direct.
We can look in that rule book that Mod's writing to see
Yeah,
if this
burn
is
it
okay
soon.
first. But
Yeah, tell me, and then I'll tell you. Okay.
thank
if it's
you.
okay, then that way we'll make sure it stays in the podcast.
Everything's direct. Actually, my live setup is probably like the simplest setup you'll ever see in a modern band. I go direct to amp. That's it.
Okay.
I just play a Fender Telecaster. It's like a custom Telecaster with humbuckers, so it's all like made for like metal and stuff. It's like a neck through and everything.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And then just orange amp, and that's
Orange is the way to go in my
Yeah.
world.
No, I'm sure you got some kind of noise gate or something, do you?
Nope.
No?
I don't got anything.
No feedback?
I just if I let go of the bridge, it feeds back, and if I don't want feedback, I just go like this, and it doesn't feed back.
Oh, okay.
That's
Simple enough.
Yeah.
It's probably a high-end enough guitar. What kind of pickups in there? Just
Just Seymour. I got Seymour
Some
Duncans
Duncans in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slam
It just-
Duncans.
It's hard with them orange amps. Two of the guys from Drink Their Blood play in Iron Sharpens Iron. And
Yep.
when
Yeah.
Brad comes up, he brings his orange amp, and for some reason, he just has this tremendous feedback that just will not stop. And I didn't know if it was the orange amp. He even has a noise suppressor, and sometimes it's just finicky. But it could be just where we're standing, and
I also
The-
play just a 1x12. So
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
well,
it's
I
So it's not
it's
a
the
412,
smallest setup, dude.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
a 100-watt combo amp.
I think
That's
our
what
I think
have.
our bass player has a bigger rig than he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, shit. If it gets you by,
yeah,
And I see in the studio you guys are using like a SM7B
yeah,
mic.
yeah.
Because I've seen.
I
some of
got
your
it on
videos.
Black Friday last year
Oh, really?
for like $600. That was the score.
That's why the vocals probably sound like
Way better.
Way better.
Way
on
better.
the new
On
Yeah.
the
stuff.
newer shit.
Yeah.
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 Well, tell me a little bit about I seen you needed a new one, the megaphone. Where did that come from?
This is like the fourth one. So
yeah, honestly, I don't know, dude. I just really wanted to fuck with a megaphone.
Yeah.
There's like no deeper thing than that, or it's just like I think it would look real cool to be up on stage and just have a megaphone and
It
just
is cool.
yell into, like I do the thing with the mic like
Do
way
that?
out here and
Okay.
stuff, and
Yep.
I don't know, it
Scott
just
Weiland.
feels cool. I think it looks cool.
It does.
I'm
I
very
love it.
shallow, so I'm just like I just want to look really cool, guys.
It's not shallow. It's actually thinking about being a performer.
Yeah,
it's
I like
putting
it.
on a stage show. It's
It adds
awesome.
a little something.
But I'm very aggressive live. I have had to change several. I bring my own microphone because I am not very nice to them. The amount of screens I've gone through with my SM58 is ridiculous.
he was a police negotiator in his past life.
I break all the megaphones. My hands are all fucked up from punching the ground and stuff. I am just not very nice to myself.
He does this thing that I actually made a name for. I call it the fish flop, and he does that a lot. And I know when it happens because the whole stage just like shakes when he does it. And what he does is he like jumps up in the air and then just like lands on his back. And I'm just like, he did it. I can feel it. I feel it at my feet. Like,
Yeah, I'm always covered in bruises.
Oh,
and
Nice.
stuff. It's,
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see you guys live. I know you guys played a show with Iron Sharpens Iron, but I wasn't in the band when that happened. I was on like a hiatus with those guys for like a year.
Was
And-
it Jeff Fest, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, so I didn't get a chance to play with you guys. So speaking of shows, I've seen that you guys. What is your show like? Do you guys have a certain like once a month, or just take what we can, or what? Because I understand life gets in the way. The band is, one thing that's obviously important and takes priority, but at the same time, you can't play every show.
yeah.
I'm assuming touring is probably not something that you guys
And
are gonna
it's
do full time, or is that something
not
you guys?
not full time right now, but like we're gonna start venturing into it more.
Like
Okay.
little mini runs.
Yeah.
I think we have
Yeah.
something that is slowly in the works for early June, possibly something in July.
So,
But
for
it'd be like weekend long kind
Yeah.
of things.
2 or 3 days
for now, yeah.
Thursday through Monday or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
for me, it's always a weird situation where you got to have a good employer that'll let you do something like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you all four have something like that? where
I
your
know
employer
I do
will-
for sure. I threatened to quit, and they gave me a better position. so like
Well,
I think
there you go.
I think,
Everybody listening just learned
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
so that's something.
Yeah, we're all. I'd say probably Curtis is the
I think,
most
yeah.
like constricted, I guess you could say, but like he finds a way to make
Okay.
anything. I mean, every time we bring up a show, he just goes, "I mean, this is what it is." So like, I knew what I signed up for.
Mhm.
Like, so he's very cool about that. But we're also like in the same ballpark of like, hey, is this gonna like really like put a damper on your life? Because if
Right.
it is, like,
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
we can skip it. It's really not big.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something where it's like, hey man, we really can't refuse to not do this.
Right,
Which is very few and far in
Yeah.
between. I mean, let's be honest with you. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
like,
mean,
Well, I seen some shows that you guys were on, and I seen that you just had played with C next Tuesday. Did you not play that like convalescent show, like Accuser of the Brethren played that too? Wasn't that a show you guys
We
played?
played
we
one
played
with Recorruptor.
Yeah, it's Recorruptor.
Okay.
I think Accuser of the Brethren played their Indiana show.
Yeah, probably something like that.
I mean, Convalescence. Those dudes are pretty cool. They like
I
us.
toured with them in
Yeah.
my old band.
Oh,
So
okay.
like,
usually
They have like
times.
the paint and shit, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Where are they from? Michigan?
No, they're from
Indiana, I think.
Ohio.
They're close though, right?
Ohio.
Yeah,
Something like
okay.
that,
Because I know they play up here. Like this is kind of their area or whatever.
I toured with them a few times in my old band, and we just kept in contact. And almost every time they like come somewhere around Michigan, they usually hit us up and are like, "Hey,
Nice.
you want to open this?"
Yeah.
So it's cool.
The See Next Tuesday dudes seem to like us a lot. They try to get us on, stuff if they can.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
But-
cool.
A band like that, they're kind of working under constraints and shit, I guess.
they're in the same boat,
Yeah.
Like they're like they've all obviously been around for like a long time.
Yeah, and they
but-
were on hiatus for a long time.
Yeah.
And they came back.
But they, same thing with them. They all have jobs. They all, need
Yeah.
to do what they got to do. But we got a pretty decent in with them now. Like we're all pretty good friends, and so
Yeah, I'd like to get those guys on the show.
they're
actually.
super
on the
nice
list.
people.
Yeah.
Like all
seem
you have
really
to do
cool.
is message them, and if their time schedule works out, I mean, they do whatever. They're very easy to get along with.
Well, I know their singer did a design actually for Infinite Design back in the day too.
That's
So
Yeah.
kind of, some common ground to break bread on or whatever. But yeah, they're a band I'd like to get on the show, whether it be Zoom or whatever, because I know they're kind of all over the place too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Drew lives in Bay City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we talked a little bit about almost everything. I'd like to talk about this song a little bit, but when we talk about shows, you guys just kind of take whatever. Got some runs coming up. You guys have a show? Is it your record release show? Is that what's going on?
Our album release show is the 15th of
It's the
March.
same day that
same
it
day
comes
the
out.
album comes
day.
out.
So this
and it's-
podcast will be out the day before.
And it's at this place called The Runoff. It's like this dude turned his garage into a music venue. It's kind of one of them DM for address kind of situations, but it's a cool little spot. It's one of the few all ages venues we have in the Kalamazoo area, which is
And we also like to because like we'll hop on shows and stuff, but we also like we'll set up our own sometimes too, and we like to try and make it as financially feasible as possible for people. I mean, like most of the shows we put on is like it's $5 at the door, which is like a very rare thing nowadays.
that's
so
cheap.
like,
I mean, the bands will make a lot of money, but it fills up,
I mean,
Yeah.
worst comes to worst, if a band comes out of town, we have no
Yeah.
problem being like, hey, here's like a bigger cut.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
For
not
your
a
gas and
problem.
time and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So
On the subject of playing live, some of these songs had samples like dead smack in the middle of them. Is that
Don't even do them.
okay? That was my question. As I'm listening to the album, I'm like, so are they playing to a click track live so that we can get this sample out there to the audience?
No. We'll just usually what happens is if a sound clip comes up, we'll just say something really stupid, and then it goes into the next part.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Bathe in My Milk. There's a thing in the center where it's a clip of my daughter trying to get into her mom's house with the keypad for they have one of those ring things, and she says, "Are you fucking stupid?" So her mom sent me that video, and I was like, "Can I fucking use this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit."
nice.
So if she's at the show, I'll be like, "Don't tell your mom I'm letting you do this," and I'll just hand the microphone to her, and she'll shyly say it. But
That's cool.
I'd like to get like a cool like a sound sample pad thing that I could fuck with on stage.
Yeah, a lot of the times it like comes up and then it pauses and it's like, "Do you know about eggs?" And then
Yeah.
it just go into
Yeah, it'd be cool to play them live, but I think it's a lot of fun to just say random shit too.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you ever seen what a turtle's penis looks like? It's pretty weird. Next part.
I would definitely appreciate hearing the American Psycho bit.
Yeah,
If I
dude.
were there live and it was discernible through the PA, I would absolutely love
We're
to know.
we're gonna get to that point
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, 'cause
It's just
I sat there
like,
with a
like I said,
smile.
we're fucking poor, dude. So
No,
we're just
take
a
your
bunch
time,
of-
man.
We're-
You'll incorporate it. next time.
we'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
I loved it though. I was smiling ear to ear when I heard that. That was right for me, man. I got the big banner at home for
So
that. movie.
it's one of my favorite movies. So I
Amen.
was like,
Amen.
I want to use this if we can use this.
I'm surprised it didn't make it into my sample list that I gave you all those
Oh, yeah,
samples,
yeah.
and I don't know why it didn't, but it's one of my favorite movies. A couple of my favorite movies did not make the cut for our album, but I cherry pick quotes from movies all the time. I'm like, I need that sample. Fuck,
Right.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need this to help my art. Thank you.
I'm awful because I find like really weird, obscure stuff on the internet,
Sure.
and then I go, "Can we?" And
Yeah.
everybody's like, "I'm not really sure, dude." I'm like,
What's the context?
like for
Yeah.
example, like the Big Dumb. It starts out with the like, "Listen to this track, bitch." Like,
Yeah.
And I was just like, I heard that all the time, like in high school for like rap songs and stuff, and I was like, "Why not?"
Yeah, why not?
It's
It's fun.
funny.
Yeah,
It's
it's fun.
funny.
Yeah.
Isn't there like Dracula flow towards the end too?
Yeah, the guy just being like, "I am him." Like, yeah, it's just stupid stuff we find. So
I see you guys got a new run of merch coming out. We got a couple
Yeah.
shirts.
We had a couple
So
shirts.
do you guys sell physical copies of your CD?
Yeah.
Do you have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have
Yeah.
physical copies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have physical copies of the EP as well, or are those gone?
Had.
We
They're gone.
Sold
Okay.
those out.
Okay, cool.
I think for like the 1 year, we might get some more done. But
I was just gonna ask, will there be a chance of a reprint?
probably at some point, but
Yeah.
like it's just like
Money.
merch is always like a really weird gamble
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
like I mean, there's been plenty of times where like we print a shirt and we're like, I don't think anybody's gonna get this, and then like it's just gone, and then we print a different shirt and we're like, this is what's up. And then, like, we're stuck on them, and we're like, I don't know what to
we
do. man.
Right.
like
I have
fucking
no clue what I'm
Yeah.
doing
tank
right now.
tops. We have tank tops. That
Like,
We
we
did
only
It's
printed
winter.
We only printed 50.
well, we printed them before winter. We've had them for. That's how long we've had them. We've had them
Yeah.
for fucking ever, dude.
Yeah.
We printed out like 50 of the EP, and like we just sold out of them maybe like
Yeah.
I don't know, like a couple months ago.
Okay.
So like it we sat on them for a while.
Sure.
So like there's it kind of just comes to like demand, like for a
Yeah.
lot of things that we do. We definitely make sure like when we print stuff, we go, okay, we're gonna just do like a really small run.
Sure.
If it does well, we'll print more.
Yeah.
Like
I love physical copies of
Same.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
physical
mean,
guy.
I think
like, like I still have
Mhm.
I have DVDs. I still
Yeah,
buy Blu-rays and shit, man.
I do
like
too.
I'm a physical
So,
copy
like,
guy.
but it's just hard to navigate like what everybody else is gonna do. Just because I love it doesn't mean everybody who
Yeah.
like goes to see our band
Yeah.
is gonna want that.
Yeah.
So like
I also think though, like for going to shows, stuff like that, especially a record release show, I would like to grab one of you guys' records. I'd
Yeah.
like to have
Yeah.
the CD,
Yeah.
something in my hand. Yeah, I can stream it online, but I'd like to have
Right.
that, and
Yeah.
I'd like to pay you for your art.
Yeah.
And that's
Because you put your time and energy into that. Obviously, being an artist, it's easier for me to say.
Right.
When you're just a dude that goes to shows, you're just like, well,
Yeah.
fuck, I just like the band or whatever.
I just want to have a good time.
Right.
I don't want to spend any more
Yeah.
than
and
I
that's
need
why
to.
we make
I want
sure
to support
like
your art.
we make sure to print something, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I don't want to deny anybody like having a physical copy of something, but I also don't want to be stuck on 1,000 CDs and then be like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
now these just like those are really nice up there. Like, very cool.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of CDs, and
Yeah.
I've been giving a lot of them out. Sorry, Nick, but
Nope, it's
sometimes
fine.
you're just like,
I want.
here, I want you to listen to
Yep,
this.
that's
If
all
you
it
don't,
is.
I
want
mean,
to give us the money, that's fine. Just
We've
listen to this.
we've
please.
done it plenty of times too, and I
Yeah.
mean even with a small amount of just being like, hey, like like you I mean, one of our biggest fans is like 17 years old.
Mm.
So and like he comes and he like to almost any show he can. He buys like every shirt and stuff. So like sometimes he comes and he's like, I just don't have enough money for that. I'm like, just take it. I just-
Yeah, dude.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
We're-
given us enough of your allowance.
Yeah.
Just-
like, please take
Yeah,
it.
Your
Yeah.
Subway
So-
money.
Yep.
Thank
Share it
you.
with your friends.
Yep. So, can we listen to this song? You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Speaks to animals. Is
I
that
don't
all
wanna
right?
Listen to any
Yeah.
song
Yeah. Let's.
for the rest of my. No, I'm just kidding.
I hate. all
You want
of
to listen to a different band?
No.
You want to listen to one of me and Nick's songs?
Yeah, dude, that's yeah. Let's
Thanks
do
for
it.
coming
Dude.
on our podcast.
yeah.
Our
We're done
podcast.
talking about you guys.
You're like-
We're gonna show you our shit.
You're like, now shut up and listen to this. All right.
And now it's here, 27-4.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Let me make sure this is working.
Everyone turn away. Things are going to get crazy. You can make animal noises.
Yourselves in essence.
Yeah, I can see why you hate playing that song. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, there's just some parts that have a lot of skipping around going on, and it's just like I'm more comfortable with it now, for sure. But
if you see these two faces in the crowd, it automatically makes the set list, bro. Like, I don't know what your intentions were, but
we had a feeling it was probably going to be one that's going to be sticking in the set list for a while.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. That was probably my favorite one that stuck out. I mean, you guys' shit is awesome. I mean, plain and simple. What kind of set you guys doing for the CD release? We playing the whole CD?
We're gonna try and play the whole album.
Yeah,
that's the plan. But also, like, you know, we got 5 bands playing, time constraints, all that stuff.
1
so, like,
7-minute song.
Right. So, like,
1 1-minute song. So it's 2.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you gotta remember, like, the whole thing put together is like almost 55 minutes long.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm a big proponent of it's your CD release party. One time, you do your set the way you want. If you take up a little bit more time, it's the one time only, and I think everybody else ought to be understanding of that. Yeah. It's not every time you go out, we're doing a 50-minute set.
Right.
You know, it's just like today and today only. You know, we want to do the whole thing live. We put a lot of work into it, and I think other bands would be. I mean, I'm a musician. I would be totally receptive of that. They're going to do the 50 minutes, so we're going to do 25. Yeah, that's cool. That's
or
cool.
20.
We're just trying to do something. I don't know. Like, we try to do something kind of special every time we do something, whether it be something really stupid and minuscule, or like being like, hey, you know what? Like, this is what you wanted to hear. So like, here you go.
I'm also a huge proponent of, if you believe in that album, front to back, then play it front to back.
Right.
You know, I just went out to see Ulcerate a few months back in Detroit, and I love
that band so much.
All I wanted was that whole album front to back. And I would even message them and comment on
the new one.
Yeah, the new one. Stare to Death and Be Still. Yeah,
I love that.
I was like, just only play that front to back. You don't need to do anything else. The old material's great, but
it's great.
I'm stoked on the new album. Like, just only that. So. They didn't do that, but they did most of it. They did like 6 out of 8 songs or something like that. So.
They seen your messages like delete,
block user.
Don't care.
This fucking guy in our DMs again. Jesus
Christ! Podcast, get out of here.
It's really cool. I wish you were in the band.
Dude, you talk about some cats that wouldn't even look at you, and they must have taken their art so seriously. I was like, this guy is like cut from the same cloth as me. He just was about his art and his foot pedal. He's dancing on the loops the whole time, right?
Yeah.
So, and like, he didn't care that I was right here. Like, just if he looked up, my eyes were on him. I wasn't blinking. I was like, this guy is a fucking wizard on the guitar.
I mean, another thing is, like, their drummer is just like, absolutely, like,
he's
so
a machine.
Insane. Like,
he's a machine.
I am not a big, like, concentrating on drums thing. Like, I like having the beat and going and everything, but, like, I'll watch, like, his drum videos and just be like,
well, the reason why he didn't look at you because he knew you were the fucking guy in his DM.
Yeah, he saw it. He saw it. This fucking guy.
He was like, I can't look at him because we're not playing all the songs he asked me to play.
Like,
so I just cannot fucking.
He's like, you mind looking down? Like,
look at the singer.
Oh, it's the fucking
there.
DM guy in the front row. Jesus,
I can't believe he came out here. God, front row too.
It'd be so awesome if he like called it out too, like in between songs. It's like, you're that guy, aren't you?
Yeah, you're that guy. Fucking #1 fan. So what's next for you guys? What's next that you can speak of, that you want to speak of? We got a CD released here in about, a little less than 3 weeks? About 3 weeks out. Yeah.
Yep.
And
I'll give you this much information.
Okay.
So
we'll take what you can give.
So nothing like super like set in stone or anything. The next one we are going to outsource to someone who reached out to us.
I already fucked up and already said the name.
I was gonna say,
did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can edit that part out.
Yeah,
though.
Never mind. No,
say,
it's fine.
We read the Reddit thread.
So obviously he said
Sound
that Drew was thinking about recording us from See Next Tuesday. Then. Yeah. So
Cool.
We're gonna probably do that and do like maybe like a 7-song thing.
Perfect.
But
you
we're
do you
gonna
mean show wise or music wise?
Just whatever you guys want to talk about. What's
show
happening
wise,
there.
we're just we're gonna be definitely going a little bit at least slower in the Kalamazoo area. I feel like we're getting to a point where like people do come out to see us there, which
Yeah.
is very cool.
Sure.
Wouldn't expect it, but
You can only do so
I don't
many-
want to oversaturate
right.
and like
You can only do
make
so many
things-
shows in your hometown, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to get
So-
out to Detroit or Grand Rapids or
Yeah.
Chicago.
And we have some plans for that that haven't been like announced yet and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I think
like
you guys would
we've
do well in those markets.
yeah, I feel like we do more well in those markets, to be honest
Excellent.
with you.
Yeah.
Like especially like Grand Rapids area
Okay.
for sure. They're definitely just have like a weirder vibe.
Yeah.
Really.
Grand Rapids
is-
likes this a lot.
There's nothing wrong with Kalamazoo, and there's people who love us, and there's
Mhm.
great bands out here and everything. But like, there's definitely like times where we go and like play shows, and people are like, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah.
Like,
Grand Rapids, the metal scene in Grand Rapids has been a surprisingly
Yeah.
awesome thing to see
Yeah.
grow. Because before, I don't think they were really that hard and that
No,
metal. But
yeah.
but over the last 10 years or so, like a lot of cool bands coming through, like the Intersection, 20 Monroe, and I think it's just spurred a whole growth of metal and popularity in that city.
right.
And there's not so much of a college town factor like Kalamazoo, where there's going to be way more eclectic tastes, I think,
Yeah.
for the students coming from all over the world.
Right.
Whereas Grand Rapids is always going to be what it is. It's not really a big college town.
Yeah.
And the scene in the thing right now is like metal. And
Right.
and it's super cool because, you wait so long for there to be a little bit more recognition so that when you go to a show, it's not 10 people in some small bar, small dive bar, but you can fill up the intersection or be a part of a filled up intersection or stash or elevation. You know, just any of those rooms is a super cool venue to
even
do
like
a show.
even like Mulligan's. The
Yeah.
last few times we
Yep,
played
yep.
Mulligan's, they were packed. And
Oh,
it was
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we,
awesome.
we played there in the fall, and it was one of the best shows I've ever played. People were bodies were fucking flying everywhere.
Hell
They
yeah.
didn't fit in
Yeah, they
there.
get
I was like,
rowdy.
Jesus,
They get
Christ.
rowdy.
Yeah, that place
And
has
don't
always
get me
been that way.
wrong, like, just give a couple shout outs, like Drink Their Blood, One with the Riverbed, like, love those
Cool
bands
band,
to death.
yeah.
Love playing with them every time they ask or we ask, like, it's almost like a definite yes. Like,
Right. It's just a good time waiting
Yeah.
to happen.
I mean, I watch the podcast. So
Okay,
like, so,
thank you.
so
Thank
for example, like, like with the Drink Their Blood episode, he's like, there's like a melding pot of like us weird dudes in Kalamazoo that kind of like do our stuff together. And like, it's a great example. Like, doesn't mean we don't venture out. And like, if someone asks us to play, we aren't going to be like, no,
Right.
But like, definitely like, we sit there and we're like, hey, like, we know where we belong.
Yeah.
I understand where we belong. We're not like the band that like goes up there and like does this huge choreographed thing and everything like that. We're very like grew up on like Converge and shit, man.
Yeah,
so like
for
we
sure.
just want to have a wild fucking time,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
have a good time.
I
so
like that.
like
And even like Necrim, like their new shit. I don't think I've heard any of their new shit. Like
I've listened to
Those
one of their
dudes
new
are-
songs. Yeah, it's top tier.
they're fucking doing it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm I have no bad blood with anyone that's left in the band right now. Like I've known Steve forever, and me like I kind of left with Leo, so I'm glad he's back. And John Sperry, their drummer, I've been friends with him since fucking high school, man.
yeah.
So they got a cool tight knit group of dudes, and got this Eric, I think his name is. They got a new vocalist, and
Yeah,
he's
he's a great
fucking.
dude.
They're all real solid dudes, and they're
Yeah,
putting out
I did
some-
listen to one of their new songs, and it's really badass. They're coming on the show here in like in May, so
Yeah,
early May.
they're
they'll be on the show.
Who
They're-
came up with that band name?
uh
Also you?
no. So we
He
had
goes,
this
"No."
we had this drummer once upon a time. I think he might have been in the band one of the times he played with you guys. His name was Luke. God, he was such a troublemaker. He was
little rascal.
he a little rascal, a little sexist. Said some fucked up shit all the time.
Aw.
Oh, that's a
Very-
knucklehead. That's not rascal.
He's the guy that had the
Sorry.
glasses, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a Trump thumper.
Yeah.
It was he came up. He kind of. We were like, it was like Necro Requiem, and they were trying to throw all this shit around. He was like, what about Necrim? So I'll give him that. He came up with the name. I don't. Steve, everyone else can deny it as much as they want, but he definitely came up with the
Well,
name.
You
we'll
can
ask-
be a, you
we'll
can be a
ask
crap.
them.
You can be a
Yeah.
crap person to make up words.
I was,
Yeah.
I was just gonna.
Everybody can make up words.
I was
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
say you'd
Yeah.
be surprised the flowers that grow from shit. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What about when you promoting the CD? Do you guys have anything that you got a music video, playthroughs, anything like that? I know you guys. I
we're
know you guys
gonna-
are a lot of. You're there on social media. You post a lot, and I think
We're
that's
gonna
important. for
do
any
like
band,
a couple
but-
like playthrough things.
Cool.
We're
I'm gonna-
also gonna be working on like different kind of content as well.
Okay.
Like just to like, just to put stuff out there. Like we're
gonna do like a hot ones kind of thing with Peril hot sauce or like a kind of local hot sauce company.
Yeah.
I have a fuck ton of their sauces, so I'm gonna like lay out a thing. So I'm promoting a local thing at the same time.
Nice.
We're promoting our, and we're just gonna put a thing out there. We're like, ask us
we're
any
start-
stupid questions you want.
Cool.
We're gonna start dabbling into a little more different kind of content too, just to like I mean like most of us in the band are like huge comedy fans. Like I mean he obviously like did comedy, but I'm a very like observer of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like watching stand up, I like comedy stuff.
Well,
huge Adult Swim fan. So like we just kind of want to start doing like weird stuff also that like I mean if it helps promote stuff then cool. If not, it's fun.
When you look at bands like Pantera or the Black Dahlia Murder, where they do these documentaries and they bring you back behind the scenes and you're partying on the bus and stuff, like people eat that up and they just gravitate toward that shit so much. Yeah. The more content you give your fans outside of music, like the more fans you're gonna have.
And that's how we feel too.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing is like, if people see you having fun, they're gonna have fun themselves.
Amen.
It's
like
like
100%.
so.
And when you go ahead, Perry.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, that was me.
Go ahead. Jay.
Shut up, Perry.
You shut up when I'm talking to you on my podcast.
Well, what I was going to say is when people will gravitate towards you because they like you as a person too.
Yeah.
So that helps them. It's almost like a gateway into your art. Like if you got a cool personality or you're funny or whatever, it's one thing if you just stick a metal CD in front of them, but if they got a face and a name they can put behind it, it makes a lot more sense and it's a nice gateway. Plus, we live in this world where everything is content now, whether you like it or not. I see so many musicians bitching about that. I don't want to be a full-time content creator.
Oh, trust me.
I just want you to listen to my music. And it's like, I wish the world used to be the same way too.
Yeah.
Don't we all? But it is not. We have to put out content every day.
I am the
consistently.
forefront of that. So,
I mean, it sucks.
No, it does, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You just have to accept it. Accept your fate.
Don't ever listen to my music.
Yeah, just watch.
Don't
my content.
ever. Don't ever watch me. And if you come to my show, you look the other way. All right.
Just like Nick was supposed to with Ulcerate.
Don't look at me. Yeah. Don't look at me. So two things. One, if your personality sucks and you want people to listen to your music, it's good luck. That's right there. Just good luck. And some of these musicians or bands, there's like 4 or 5 guys in the band, and between the 4 or 5 of them, there's zero personality outside of their music.
Oh yeah,
and they have maybe a bad attitude.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, good luck. Like do your thing as long as you want it, as long as it's fun for you. But if you're fun, like naturally, and you're giving your fans that, like you're gonna make a bunch of friends and fans. And 2, when you have a gem of an album, like what you guys have.
Way worse.
Way worse.
Thank
I was going to say worse than worser.
That comes out on 3/15, just to let you know.
When you have a gem
come
like
out eventually.
Put out all the additional content to support it, obviously, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the singles are nice. We've already heard 4 of them now. I kind of want to keep some of that, for you.
That's why we were like
back.
that's it. That's all the singles.
And then
There's
everything
nothing
else comes out.
Yeah.
You roll out a meme city, you do the hot sauce thing, you engage with your fans, and then watch the albums actually sell for real because of the content that you're putting out aside from it. Just to pull people in. So I think you guys are on the right track, and just keep going with it. I'm excited. Again, I'm excited just for the album itself already, for everybody else to hear it, and what you guys are going to do around the corner, like what is next for you guys. I'm excited for that already too.
Yeah.
I want to do more cooking stuff because
you better get a hold of me.
He's the chef.
Thanksgiving, I had to work, so my girlfriend was she went to her brother's, and I got home and I was like, I'm gonna make a video. I just bought a bunch of like ground turkey and stuff, and I got real drunk and I made this fucking turkey burger, and I made this video, but the whole time I'm just using my phone, so the camera's like
did well,
this
so
close to my face half the time, and it gets to a point to where like I'm slurring my words a little bit. It was delicious fucking burger though.
People really liked the video.
I made like cranberry bacon jam and all this wild shit for it. It was
little cornstarch.
It was dope. But like I was like, man, like that was a terrible video and people loved it. I should like do I should do more of that shit when I'm like
imagine
not in that state of mind. Yeah.
I'm just ready to like lay down. Like that's where,
Yeah.
where I'm at.
so tired.
But yeah, if you want to come cook with me sometime in a video, like
That'd be
I
cool.
100%.
That'd be awesome.
Send me
I'll
some
come-
recipes.
I'll come lay on the couch and then you feed me.
Yes, I was just gonna say you come,
Yeah.
wait, and then we'll feed you.
Yeah, dude.
'cause
I'll
I-
do that.
That'd be cool.
He's done that a couple times to me.
it's
Like
true.
I've sat in like my little chair and stuff, and then he pulls up like one of those like TV dinner trays, and I'm like, I feel like I'm 7 right now, dude.
That'd be
And
cool.
he's like, eat your food, and I'm like, I'll think about it. Like,
Spoon.
Definitely cool for like some cross promotion. Get Mod from the Metal Maniacs
Oh,
over
yeah.
there.
I'll be
with
there.
the boys from Mouthful of Locusts to do.
We'll do a mouthful of food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
There you go.
The mouthful of food.
mouthful of bogus, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was a chef once upon a time. I used to think I was going to be Gordon Ramsay someday.
Who's your favorite chef?
Matty Matheson.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
The guy who makes Tyson chicken nuggets.
I used to be a big
That's
fan of
my
like
favorite.
David Chang and Roy Choi, but I don't know. Like I watch that dude a lot. I have his books. I don't know. I love his attitude and his approach to everything. It's very, very silly.
I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain. I was reading his
Oh.
first book, and
Yeah, he's a big fan too.
Yeah, I have a sweater with him on it. Someone made me a paint, or my girlfriend got a painting made for me for Christmas one year. Yeah, I'm a big
Nice.
fan too, but like content wise, I think Matty Matheson's got
Sure.
it. Dude's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to follow up when I'm gonna have to look up these chefs too.
I think
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was reading his book, and I got to the part where Anthony Bourdain himself said he went to the Culinary Arts Institute of America, and I just put the bookmark in the book, and I folded it up, and I set it down, and I turned to my wife, and I said, "I'm going to school to become a chef." Like that was it. Like if he's not too cool for school, like the coolest guy is
Right.
not too cool for school. I was like, there's obviously something there for everyone, and I'm going to now because I already knew it's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
But I just felt like this would give me all the information and education I needed. So I jumped right on that. I immediately started the ball rolling, and that was a bitch.
Right.
Like you got to get all of these transcripts together and sent in. It was just such a pain in my ass, and I was like pulling my hair out just trying to go back to school. I almost talked myself out of it, but I was like, nope, we're doing it. So yeah, Anthony Bourdain he's a real one. So
That's awesome.
Are you guys familiar with the band? I think it's Nail Bite.
Yes,
with that chick
I've
singer?
heard of Nail Bite. Yes,
I believe that's their band.
I don't.
I know
I
about
don't.
Nail
I,
Bite,
I
yes.
know.
Well,
I know
yeah, okay.
nails.
Well, okay, so I think they're like a local band. There's
yeah,
a
they're more
female-
local.
female
yeah.
Okay.
singer,
Yep.
but her and her daughter like do black metal paint, and they're on TikTok, and they'll do like cooking videos or whatever. And I
That's
seen
cool.
something the other day
Nice.
that she already hit like 1 million views on there, and she's like wearing
Wow.
black metal paint, like talking like a black metal or whatever.
That's crazy.
Sorry, Nailbite, if you actually watch this, I'll probably have you on the show. I'm assuming that's your name, but I'm just started getting familiar. But somehow we became acquaintances or friends on Facebook or whatever. Well, there's an actual acquaintance button, so I guess
That's
we're
cool,
friends actually. But yeah, so I was like, that's kind of cool. She's
Right.
kind of adding the metal thing in with the cooking thing, so that's kind of interesting.
See what I like to do is since we have like a little band chat to keep like things all together, so we don't have to have 7 million messages
Text-
through.
yeah.
Like sometimes he'll sit there and send like this food he either got or he made or something, and then I send him like pizza rolls that are made in the oven, and he's just like, I hate you so much.
damn it.
I'm just like, yeah, I know, I'm aware.
Well,
Yeah,
take a
dude.
picture of some half-cooked chicken and send it to him. Do you like medium rare chicken?
Yeah, dude, is that your thing?
pink in the
or-
middle.
Yeah, a little pink.
Yeah, or you just like blood.
And it's like, yeah, so I got pepperoni pizza rolls, and I sauteed them in ranch. So
I actually had
A
breakfast
ranch.
this morning. I'd like to
Yeah.
keep it down.
Yeah, a ranch brine.
a ranch brine
Yeah.
with
So-
barbecue sauce.
So, is there anything else that you guys would like to go over for Mouthful of Locusts? Anything you guys would like to say?
I mean, I don't know.
I guess if I was gonna say anything to anybody who listens to us, thank you.
There you
Means a lot.
Nice.
Super appreciative. I don't care about you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No, it just it means a lot that you're listening to stuff from really old people because we're old. And we got more, I guess,
Hell yeah.
if we have to.
I'm gonna put you up to it.
If I have to, he
Yeah,
says.
But-
I mean, take a
but
nap.
no,
and
for,
then put a new album.
Yeah,
out.
you'll be good.
no, for real. Like, just anyone, thank you, and it means a lot. Means
Cool.
a lot more than you know. So.
It is cool to like go to shows and have random people come up to you and be like, "Oh, I'm here for you." It's like, I don't fucking know you.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
like I don't say that, but in my head, I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Right.
I'm used to like my dad's friends being like, "He told just where you guys were playing," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
You hear
But like a random person I don't know telling me that they like we played at Bell's and like there's people from Fruitport, you know.
Oh, nice.
Wild.
And I was just like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Right.
The guy who just drove 90 minutes to
Yeah,
say
dude.
hi.
Hey, what's up? That's awesome.
Well, Nick has one final question for you both before we wrap this up. So go ahead, Nick.
Yeah,
Tell him your question,
everybody
and
gets
then-
this one, and if you've been watching, you already know. But give us something that you're currently listening to, something chill, and then something that goes in hard, so that the people
I
know
got
where you're
that
coming
covered.
Oh,
He might not.
something I'm currently listening to. Oh, God.
How about the two that you just talked about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess Moon Healer from Job for Cowboy is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
good.
It's a dope
It's
album.
good.
Fucking A.
Searling, I think they're from the Maine area.
Mhm.
They're not a very well-known band, but they fucking should be. All their music is based off of the Twilight Zone, and they're fucking fantastic.
Is that heavy?
Searling, yeah, they're heavy.
Yeah,
as
they're
fuck.
heavy.
They're
Okay.
real
They're
weird. They just they just took their 2 EPs and compiled them into one album and like
With a couple
re-recorded
new
it.
songs as
A couple
well.
new songs. There's like some features from like Drew from See You Next Tuesday and a few other dope people. Amigo the Devil. I'm a fucking huge fan of that guy.
Okay.
It's like
But he just came
he
out
just
with
came out with a
something?
new album too. Yeah. It's a little more chill than his other stuff, but it's nice. It's really, if you're feeling real fucking stressed out, it's something really nice to just like kind of sit back and listen to. You know, he talks about real dark shit. I dig it.
Never talked about
Cool.
anything in my entire life, dude.
I've heard that name a million times. I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
Yeah, he got me. When me and my baby's mama separated, it was like one of them things I heard, and it just kind of helped me through my emo ear, darker thoughts.
Yeah.
He's I don't know. He's legit.
Nice.
He's legit for sure.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. What about you, Andrew?
I don't listen. No, I'm just kidding. I listen to a ton of music. So shout out my boys. See you next Tuesday. I've been listening to Relapses a lot, which is like their remix of their Distractions album.
Yeah.
I think it's a very interesting thing. Usually not my thing, but I think it's really cool. For stuff that has came out this year, that's a really hard one.
In
for
the
me.
last calendar year, even because
Okay,
we're just
all right.
barely
So
into this
like
year.
Better Lovers. I've really liked
Okay.
Better Lovers a lot. That has Greg from Dillinger
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Escape Plan, and
That's
then
good.
a bunch of dudes from Every Time I Die. There's a band called the Sawtooth Grin. They
Oof.
released an album called Good at the end of last year.
It's very good.
Was that the band that
it's
was
very
on
good.
tour with See You Next Tuesday?
No, but they've worked together.
Yeah,
they've worked
and
together
stuff.
before.
Yeah, I've seen their name together.
They're
before.
very chaotic and wild.
Okay.
As far as chill stuff, that's gonna be a tough one because a lot of my chill stuff is older for sure.
It's all good.
Yeah, it can be from any time,
I mean,
anywhere.
people
All
listening
right,
might not know it. So
I'll go like real chill for you.
Sure.
So there's a artist called Tycho. It's an album called Dive. It's more of like an EDM, IDM type thing, like very slow, down tempo beats, I guess you could say, in a way. But it's just very well done. It's very like nostalgic feeling and stuff like that. So something I listen to a lot, especially when I'm like just chilling, doing like really mundane stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that's probably there's probably much more I can give you. Viljarda.
Oh,
Okay,
stop.
there we
I
go.
fucking love that.
There we
band.
go. Viljarda released 3 singles, and boy, they are something to listen to. So
Fall.
yeah.
I think Meth just released an album.
Meth
too,
released
Yeah.
an album
called Shame.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty fucking dope.
Def Club's a cool band.
Yeah, those
I'm just
guys
gonna start
just
naming
got-
bands. So no.
became on my radar. Meth. I want to check those guys out.
What was the first one you said before Better Lovers?
The
very first band you mentioned.
See You Next Tuesday.
Was it See You Next
It
Tuesday?
was See You Next
Okay,
Tuesday.
thank you. I'm just
Yep.
making these notes. Well, I thank you for sharing your influences and your current listening.
Of course.
Oh, and Whores. Whores is coming out with a new album, guys. Whores. I want everyone to listen to Whores, dude. They're so good.
Horse
Horrors
is a
with a
cool
W.
band.
Whores with a W. Yeah,
Not
they're
Horse the band. Okay, I got
No,
it.
Whores.
Whores.
Okay.
Whores.
And if you want to know what Brian listens to, you go on to the country station on the radio, and he'll figure it out. So
Hey, that's
I do
okay if
listen
that's
to
what
a
you
little
like.
bit. It's
I'll
all right,
get
though.
Curtis for you. Curtis would have said meth. So
Okay,
for
cool,
sure.
cool.
So
Cool.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Well, with that being said, I appreciate you guys taking the trip out here, spending
thank
a
you for
couple
having
hours
us.
with us, talking about Mouthful of Locusts. We really appreciate you guys' time, energy, and efforts. Keep kicking ass. And if you guys don't have anything else,
just thanks for not thinking we suck. That's a
You're
cool.
awful.
That's
You're
cool.
terrible. You're
No.
worse.
That's
You're worse than
cool.
worse.
or do I don't
Yeah.
care.
yeah,
That was way worse than I thought.
I
it would
only
be.
want shitty bands on my podcast.
Worst band ever.
That's kind of the way we operate. So
You guys were the first band I thought of. Thanks.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. Totally kidding. You guys fucking rule.
Yeah,
Keep it
man.
up. Mouthful of Locust. This podcast actually will come out the day before their CD releases, way worser. You guys will be able to hear, well, if you're listening to this podcast, you heard that song, speaks with animals.
With.
Speaks with animals on this, so you get a little one more song as a teaser the day before. But good luck on everything, guys, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talking to
Keep it-
things that don't understand you.
I don't know. I don't know where to
Keep
do
it
that
metal wherever. It's all
Everywhere.
good.
Metal everywhere.
Peace.
Yeah.
Later. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.